Hey, welcome back. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Plant and garden expert Craig Hignight is joining us live to answer all of your burning plant questions. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning.
All right, so we're going to start off with a question from Lisa Taylor. She wants to know, can you cut back moss rose?
It can be cut back. I mean, if you get any plant that gets a lot of seed on it, moss roses are very good at producing seed. Just a light haircut on moss rose, maybe 2 inches off the top, just like I tell my barber. And it should come right back into bloom, especially with that next 2 weeks of 80-degree weather.
Just keeps on coming. Tim wants to know what is the best way, rather, to overwinter geraniums?
Geraniums, they can be brought in the house when the weather finally cools down. Remember, they're not going to dry out nearly as fast in the house as they did outside. I'd like them either in a very sunny window or maybe under lights. If you do that, lights need to be on for 16 hours a day, and run them dry. Geraniums don't mind being dry between waterings.
All right, Mary wants to know, why are the leaves on my rose bush turning brown?
Oh, this time of the year, diseases are going rampant. What with the cooler nights, and of course, someday we'll get some rain. So you should be on top of your spraying on roses no matter what. If you're going to grow roses, you might as well decide to either be spraying or using one of the combo products that has a fungicide, insecticide, fertilizer in it, and stay on top of it. You just can't let this disease get out ahead of you.
Patrick asking when and how short to cut back raspberries?
Well, you won't cut back until next spring, and you're only going to take out the old canes that had the fruit on them this year, and then those canes are going to be taken down to about 4 inches above the ground, but we're not going to do that until next spring.
Sharon says, I have a milkweed pod. Should I just sprinkle the seeds outside now or start them inside from seeds in the spring?
Well, if I had milkweed seed, I'd divide them in half. Half can go in the ground right now, and they need that vernalization of the winter. The other half you're going to put into a Ziploc bag and put it into your lettuce crisper for the winter, and then you're going to plant them in the spring. They will have been vernalized by the cold temperatures in the refrigerator, and if the little varmints ate your fall seed, you've got your spring seed to rely on.
All right, we're going to take a break, but keep sending us all of your questions right now on the live Facebook feed. We'll be right back to answer all of them. All right, hey, welcome back. We're going to jump right into your questions to try to get to all of them today. So we're starting with Rick, and buckle up. This is kind of a long one. Ready?
Okay.
So Rick wants to know, what is a nice ratio for carrots and garlic for moss to soil in a raised bottomless bed? And then second part, is there any other amenities to consider mixing it at the same time?
Well, your raised bed, if it's attached to the ground, you're definitely going to use the basis of actual garden soil. To that, you're going to add peat moss and compost, not more than 25% total of the additives to the soil. You don't want to over-enrich.
This is from Mary. What chemicals should not freeze in the winter?
What chemicals?
What chemicals?
Gasoline, for one. No, any chemical. If you've got liquid chemicals in your arsenal, they have to be inside. You don't want to let any, fungicide, insecticide, fertilizer even, freeze, so they have to be inside. And if anything froze while it was out in a shed or something, it should be disposed of. Okay.
So next question is from Sherry, who says, my hydrangeas are just now starting to bloom. Why are they blooming so late?
Well, could be one of the endless summer types. They should have bloomed on old wood this spring, and then they are now blooming on new wood. So it's one of those things that, something happened to your buds from this spring that didn't go ahead and open up. You're lucky that it's giving you a second shot at flowers this time of the year.
Let's see, from Colleen, why are my tomatoes not turning red?
Just a matter of time. There are some tomatoes that are extremely long season. We had a fellow that worked with us in the flower shop at one time. He planted tomatoes so that they would be green. This time of the year, clear out to frost, and then he'd pick everything, lay it out on his work tables in the garage, and he had tomatoes usually well into January. They'll ripen off the vine, but you just have to give Mother Nature time.
Tammy wants to know, during this dry spell, can you overwater your grass?
You can. You can overwater, but you're going to go broke on the water bill. What you have to remember is that you should only water maybe every 7 to 10 days. But when you do water, you water thoroughly, just like Mother Nature does when she gives us a good rain. So if we don't get an inch of rain in 7 to 10 days, you should make that amount, that shortfall up out of your sprinkler system, but don't lightly sprinkle every day. It pulls all your roots right up to the surface, and it makes your lawn vulnerable to a lot of problems.
All right, well, that's all we have time for today, but be sure to join our Facebook Live with Craig each and every Wednesday. Submit your questions and be part of our conversation. We'll be right back.
You're watching GMQC at 11 on WQAD.